Hey everybody, and welcome to another craft tutorial. Before we get started, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below because I would love to have you as part of my crafty family here on YouTube. I do lots of fun crafts and post videos every Wednesday and Saturday with the occasional live bonus video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make the super trendy on TikTok faux whipped cream. This is such a fun and easy craft, and honestly, anybody can do this. You do not have to be a skilled cake decorator. I certainly am not, and you will see that in the video. I made two different styles. I did one on video, and then I did this one kind of on the side just to practice. And I had so much fun making these. They're really inexpensive, and they're really fun. You can do them for any season, any occasion, and they are really, really fun. I saw somebody do these as a gift when people attended a party, and it was really, really cute because you can use these on all sorts of mugs, and they come right off, so they make a really nice decoration piece. And this one could be left out at all times. It's just a nice way to dress up your cups for every season. So let's get started. So you're gonna need some supplies. I always recommend like a big tall cup. This is so that when you load your pastry bags, you can slide them into the cup. We also will need foam balls of some sort. This will help you guys. This is what you'll put the frosting on. I have two big like spoons, and these are not ones I cook with. These are ones that I use for crafts. So these are craft only spoons. I have two different styles of knives. I'm not sure which one's going to cut the foam better. You're going to need the Fast and Final spackle, any kind of coffee cup or coffee mug that you want to use, some thick heavy cardstock, cardboard, foam, something like that. Always have a pair of scissors handy. And then I always just grab some embellishments. You guys can use whatever you want. Glitter, I got some stuff from the Dollar Tree, and then I also got some stuff from Hobby Lobby, so you can kind of use whatever you want to do these. And then you also need a pen to write with. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take our coffee cup, flip it upside down, and trace it onto our paper. Now you can trace it wherever you want. I was going to do the center, but we'll do the edge. You can fit a bunch of these on one, so you're totally cool to do these. These are super easy. And you don't have to trace super close to the edge. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to the edge. And then you'll have a circle. We're going to need to cut this circle out of our paper. And don't worry, you don't have to do this perfectly. You do want to try to get pretty close to the edge, but you don't want to cut inside the edge. Your foamy stuff, your whipped cream, will cover this. You don't have to worry too much about it being perfect. But you do want to get it at least somewhat close to the size you need. There's that. I just got these from Hobby Lobby. They're pretty small, but you can see that they'll fit in our cup and on our circle. So that's the biggest thing. You want to make sure they fit inside your cup. Now again, I'm not sure which one's going to cut better, so we'll try both. And what I like about these ones is they already have the line preset for you. So we're just going to very carefully see if this one will work pretty well. You can also use a band saw, which works really, really well, but I don't have access to one of those right now, because it's in the garage and it is buried. So this is kind of tough. So let's see if our butter knife works pretty good. The butter knife actually seems to work pretty okay on these as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing fully cut because this is gonna take a hot minute for me to cut this, and you guys don't wanna sit here and watch that. Once you have cut out your circle, you're gonna wanna hot glue the foam to your circle. And of course, my hot melt glue gun is not quite hot enough. But you're going to need quite a bit of hot melt glue. And again, mine is just not quite hot, but that's okay. There it goes. Now we're cooking with gas. So I tend to put quite a bit on. That way this will sit a little more evenly. And then you just want to center it best you can onto your cardstock. And then go ahead and let that dry. Luckily, that'll dry really, really quick. So we're going to get the hot melt glue gun out of the way. And while this dries is the time to fill your piping bag. So I got these piping bags from the Dollar Tree. They're awesome. They're super cheap. And what I love is you can just toss them when you're done because you're not going to want to use anything that you use for food for these. It's really important that you don't do that. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and undo my piping bag. And this one already has a pre-installed tip on it, but I don't really want to use that tip. I don't like it. So there's a bunch of different style tips in here that you can use. So you can pretty much choose whatever one floats your boat. I kind of like the one that has all the little teeth. I don't know what the names of these tips are, so I apologize to anyone who bakes and knows the style of tip. I don't. So then all I do is I just take my bag, and you're just going to kind of fold it over on itself over the cup. Now my cup might be a little too big, so I might have to go get a different cup. So we had to be a little more creative with this. We had to get a different cup. That cup was too big. I usually use a different style piping bag that's a little bit bigger on the top, but that's all right. So all we're gonna do is take our spackle, which this is lightweight spackle. I got this from Lowe's. So what we're gonna do is take our lightweight spackle. What I like is this is already white, so we don't have to add any paint to it, which is nice. And then pick whichever spoon you want. I'll go ahead and use this one. Now I do keep my piece of cardstock handy so that I can set my spoon right back on it, because you don't want to get this spackle all over your table. So what I'm going to do is just take a pretty heaping spoonful. That might be too much for the top of this one. Again, I use a bigger one normally, so that might be a little too much. And I'm just going to shove it in the bag. Now this bag isn't going to hold too much, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So all I'm going to do now is take and roll my bag off of my cup. You want to be careful not to get any of the spackle on the outside of the bag, because that's where your hands are going to go. So just go ahead and roll it up. And like I said, I usually use a much bigger bag. I regret purchasing these, so highly recommend getting the ones from Target. Target ones are better. And so I'm going to try to shove this down a little bit in here and see what we can do, because this is just, yeah, definitely get the bigger bags. These ones are not quite what I was hoping they would be. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and you can just use your hand to kind of help it stay inside the bag. And I did get a little bit on the top, so I am going to end up with getting some on my hands, but it's okay. Just make sure you wash your hands after using this. So then I'm just going to kind of squish it down into the piping bag. Just using my hands to kind of give myself a rim up here. Once I've got enough of a rim to curl it, I can just twist it and start pushing the spackling down even further, because you want the spackling all the way down at the bottom. So you can definitely just kind of use this. I've used the lip of the cup to help with this too. You can take the lip of the cup and help squeeze it down, just using your finger and kind of pressing on the piping bag. You want to make sure it's not coming out the bottom yet though. We're not ready for that yet. But just squeeze it down enough that it's, okay, that looks pretty good. So we should be able to squeeze from here. So now what you're going to do is get your foam ball and cardstock. And as you see, I'm just twisting my bag and I'm waiting until it gets to the end here. And you'll start to feel it wanting to come out. Okay, here it comes. So you'll see it starting to come out here. And once it's done that, you can start your piping. So all I'm going to do, and I want to do kind of a thick one around the outside edge. And you can do this any way you want. Listen, I am not a cake decorator, so please don't judge my terrible piping skills. I am never good at this. I've never been good at this. I probably will never be good at this. And you can use like a piece of tape to help hold your spackle down, or your foam ball down. I'm going to move this onto the piece of cardstock just so I don't get any on my table. And then all you're going to do is just pipe around it however you want. So you can do different designs, you can use different tips. I kind of went with the star tip and I did some different things. And you're just going to follow along. Again, not a skill I possess. There's no wrong way to do this, because again, it's supposed to look like real frosting. So if you screw it up, it's okay. Just go with it. And then I'm just going to put a little blop on the top. And that looks pretty good. I mean, look, for somebody who doesn't typically decorate, I'm not mad at it. So you can use lots of things like beads, and I found erasers. I've used paper straws, lots of really cute things to decorate. So first I'm going to go ahead and put my little candy cane in. And I want to put some glitter. So I'm going to add some glitter to mine. I love adding a little bit of glitter to these. It's just super fun. You put a little dab on. You don't need to do a ton. Just a little bit, just to kind of sparkle it up. You can add however much you want. You can add whatever you want. This is all up to you. We're going to add a paper straw. So all I do is kind of hold it up to where I think it should go. And you can always cut it down smaller. So I'm going to just cut it kind of where I think it should be. And I'm going to put it into... I think that's too tall. I don't like that. So we added a little paper straw. And then I've got these little glittery dots. So you can add little glittery dots to it. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. And just make it your own. Now, I know I have a big gap right there. I just noticed it. So let me fix that really quick. I'm just going to drop those. So if you ever kind of, like I said, I'm not good at this. I'm not a good cake decorator. So I'm going to go ahead and fill my gap in. It's fine. No big deal. Gap filled. You can add more glitter to it. You can hide it with little dots. Do whatever you want to do. Again, there's no wrong way to decorate these. They're so fun. They look really cute. You do need to let it dry for a little while before you put it on. Now, I do have white dots in here, but I'm not going to put any of the white dots on because obviously you won't see them. So we're just going to go through and put a bunch of these colored dots in here. I just think they're fun. I just think they're fun. And again, you can totally use this to hide some spots that maybe you missed with the frosting. There's a little spot over here. I don't have a ton of frosting, so I'm going to go ahead and cover that with a dot. And you can put anything that you want on these. You can even do like a little fake cherry on top. Whatever you want to do with them is up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and let this guy dry. I'm going to do another one just so I've got two since I've got the supplies to do two. And then I'll show you guys what they look like on top of the coffee mug. And here are the two mugs all finished. I had so much fun making these. And like I said, I am not a cake decorator, but I think they came out really cute, even with some of the gaps. Because the frosting is white and the foam is white, it's not super noticeable. But as you practice, you'll get better at this. And somebody who actually knows how to frost a cake might do way better than I did. But they're really fun, really inexpensive, and they can be super cute for all of your holidays. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below to join my crafty family here on YouTube. And don't forget to check out my website and my Instagram and my TikTok. I have a lot of fun on all of my social media platforms. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.